win in their second game of the season. Yeah. And how about Jeremy Miller? 4 goals in the first 2 games, including that OT winner. It's going to be exciting to see him. He was a high school star in Wisconsin and now makes the jump up to Northwestern, and he's a big boost to that lineup, especially with Northwestern dealing with a little bit of injury to some key players. So it's going to be key for the youngster to chip in for the Cats. And then for Loyola, it's a very sophomore-heavy club.
Very, yeah.
They've taken their lumps, but they've been playing a lot of hockey, getting a lot of experience. And you look at your rivals from down the road, it's a good chance to make a statement and get your season back on better footing.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. And for Northwestern, I mean, we talked to Coach Ari before the game, and he was singing the praises of oh my goodness, I just forgot his name. just went right from my head. But he was singing his praises, saying that he just had such a phenomenal weekend. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And you're talking about Loyola. They did take their licks a little bit, but coming off of a sweep the weekend before, they played Lewis, split that weekend. So only a 2-game losing streak coming into this, and I think they're going to have a lot of fun out there today. They're going to have a lot of energy, and I think we're actually going to have a pretty good hockey game here.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see these teams get ramped up again. Just when you're not playing, you're just getting anxious to play, and it's just like anybody that loves the sport. You get anxious to watch it, actually have it come back, and you have a few weeks off without games, and you learn how much you love it and how much you miss it when you're not playing. So I'm excited to see the energy brought out there on the ice today. And we're still waiting for the Ramblers. The Cats are lining up for the anthem.
Yeah, guys, I'm getting a little lonely down here.
Yeah, Anthony Pasquale is rinkside waiting on the Loyola bench. Northwestern is going to be the home team this afternoon.
I like the Jays on Northwestern. I have not seen these yet.
It's a very clean look. The purple and white, black equipment, the Cats and script across the chest, and they've got their N logo on the shoulders. Just a clean, classic collegiate hockey uniform. And, over the years, obviously, we've seen some great looks in NCAA hockey, but at the club level and ACHA, these teams are just getting better and better, putting designs out. And you get a lot of student-inspired designs where they're coming up with their own looks, and they're beautiful. As now we've got the Ramblers hitting the ice.
You ever seen the movie Mystery Alaska?
Oh yeah.
Remember when they iced out the Rangers with the long national anthem? Yeah. I think that's what Loyola was attempting to do there. Just maybe throw a little bit of a curveball, maybe some mind games, huh?
I don't think we're going to hear Mike Myers singing the anthem today, though.
That's unfortunate.
Or did he sing, or was that little?
I think he was playing. He was playing Don Cherry, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Myers was Mike Myers was the analyst, and I think they had Little Richard come out and sing the national anthem for that. Good old Mystery Alaska, random 90s hockey movie. So that's good stuff. Players are all lined up at the blue lines. We've got Sam Schwartz as our PA announcer this afternoon as he is introducing the teams. Ramblers are the visiting team. They are in their burgundy and gold. Goaltender matchup for today. It's going to be Jack Smith, the sophomore from North Aurora. He's faced a lot of rubber this season, a high GAA of 488. But then you look at the save percentage, 911 save percentage. He sees a ton of shots. Mm-hmm. You average it out. He's looking at something like 50 shots a game.
Yeah.
And you wonder what Loyola's record would look like if you kind of lower the shots on goal a little bit. That is impressive for a goaltender, and you just don't see that the high goals against, but also a high save percentage.
Well, in his last game against Olivet Nazarene, he had 50 saves on 57 shots. So it goes along with what you're saying. The average shots on goal are going to be up in the 50s. So yeah, as a goaltender, I've learned you want to have a lower goals against average, obviously, but the thing that everybody is going to look at and what they're going to judge you by is your save percentage. So the fact that he's over 900 with nearing a 5 goals against average is pretty impressive.
Impressive indeed. And Aiden Benson is going to be the starting goaltender for Northwestern this afternoon. He's had a very nice start. 28 saves on 29 shots in the opener to get the win, and then 30 stops on 33 shots in their OT victory the next day. So a sparkling 195 goals against average and 935 save percentage.
A nice turnaround for him, too, from last year. It was a bit of a struggle, a 507 goals against and an 865 save percentage. So not the best numbers in that season, but having him start out this year, such a hot streak, really great to see for Aiden Benson.
I'll look to keep that going. Northwestern would love to keep their season opening winning streak going. Loyola trying to stack up a few more victories as they go here into the month of November. We'll step aside for just a moment for the playing of the national anthem. Teams are lined up at center ice. Here's the drop of the puck, and we're underway between Loyola and Northwestern. The Battle of Sheridan Road is on. Cats dump it in to the Loyola zone and get the cycle going right off the hop. Mendelson is bumped into, and it's taken away by the Ramblers. Moved up ice by Southern. He'll chip it deep. Played up the boards. Cats trying to get it out, could not. Here's a turnover. Southern with a shot, and it's kicked out of there by Benson. First test of the Northwestern goaltender. And he makes a good kick save.
Always want to get that first shot out of the way early. Not necessarily right there from the high slot, but you want to get that one right out of the way. So good first stop.
Yeah, especially as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, sight lines can be tough here. Here's another stop by Benson. Gets it with the pad, centering pass. Here's a chance, a shot. Oh, and that's deflected. I think Mendelson got the stick in front of it. That was going to be a dangerous chance from the slot.
Northwestern just being a little too they're not being as aggressive as they should be in their own zone. You got to protect the puck when you're in your own defensive zone, and they're just kind of giving it away right now. So want to make sure that you are being a lot more protective of the puck in your own end. Take care of your own end first. The rest will follow.
Brown was motoring ahead with it, was stripped of the puck. It's going to find him behind the net. Absorbs a shoulder check. Loyola able to take it away and clear it out. We'll roll back into the Northwestern zone, not far enough for icing as Andy Liu scoops it up. Makes it off the boards, not out. I'll put it right back in deep. Cats trying to get it out. It was held in there momentarily, but Northwestern regains possession of the puck. Headman pass, just out of the reach of Max C. He had the game-tying goal in the last game that Northwestern played. Scored a power play goal with 4:44 left in that game, and that would eventually go to OT, where Jeremy Miller would win it. Here's a chance in front. It's put just wide. Good opportunity there for Harrison Roth. Another try. That shot gets blocked. Northwestern trying to get something cooking here early in the first. Board battle. Puck is sent back to the line, not out. Puck rolled out of the reach of Roth. They bump against the boards here on the near side, and Northwestern's going to have to regroup. Near side wall, Stanley Herr poking at that puck. Finally, it's fished out of there, and Bronstein will get to center and dump it in on goal, steered aside there by Smith. Ramblers trying to set up their breakout. It's shipped out to center. Puck is dumped in there by Lewis, but didn't get it very deep. Northwestern turn it right back the other way. Both these teams looking like they're trying to get themselves organized. In deep, Northwestern on the attack once again. Just couldn't get their cycle established as Loyola takes it away and just chips it out back to center.
We talked about both teams trying to get their feet underneath them for the first 5 to 10 minutes of this first period. We haven't had a whistle yet. This might be the best thing that could have happened to both of these teams so far.
And just get your legs into the game. Chance in front, they score! It's Jeremy Miller with his 5th of the season and just his 3rd game. The puck just found him in the slot right between the hash marks, and he snaps a wrister past the pad of Smith. And it's an early lead here for Northwestern. What a start for them.
Well, I won't forget his name now, Jeremy Miller. Left all alone there in the slot, found a nice little soft area. As you see, 3 Loyola players were kind of facing the puck there. You got to have your head on a swivel, make sure that you know exactly who's in the slot. So just lost a little bit of coverage there, did Loyola, and ended up costing them a goal because Jeremy Miller, the sharpshooter on Northwestern, left all alone.
How about Will Pashby's pass there?
Nice no-look feed.
Legs.
Yep.
Shot from the point, misses the goal. And Northwestern right back on the attack in the O zone. We're just talking about how nothing much is going on, and then you make a nifty play from below the goal line to the middle of the ice, and all it takes is one good pass to create some offense, and that's exactly what we saw.
And if you're Northwestern, you gave away a couple of chances in your own end at the very beginning of the period, so it's nice to get rewarded with the first goal of the game right off the hop there after evading danger a couple of times.
Loyola trying to respond here now as they get the puck deep into the Northwestern zone. Looking to center was Sam Felbo, but his pass was blocked. Trying to kick it loose is Waslu. Michael Waslu, the leading point scorer, the grad student for Loyola. He's got 12 points in 9 appearances, including 6 goals to lead the team. So 18 in Burgundy. Keep an eye on him. Centering pass, nobody home there. Oh, and a broken stick. Just an unfortunate play there for C. And now it's Waslu going back the other way. Poked away from him, but he's got puck support. They shovel it to the middle, and Benson is there to cover it up. Good puck support there by Noah Nagel, following up Waslu and keeping that play alive, but the centering pass didn't quite work.
And just an unfortunate play in the offensive zone for Northwestern. I believe that was Michael Bronstein, whose stick just exploded on him, basically, and ended up being a 2-on-2 rush back the other way. He was able to skate back stickless, but was still able to at least bring his body back and make life a little difficult there for Loyola.
Nice hustle there by Roth to negate the icing, as he was on his horse and got into the zone ahead of the defenseman. Pashby with it again. He's got that assist on the opening goal, but was stripped of the puck, and now Loyola moves it back out. Regroup here for Lou. He'll bang it around the boards. Pashby's there, takes a hit, but gets it out. Will Pashby through center ice. Dumps it off. Miller dropped it back. Shot from the point, blocked. Right to Pashby, who puts it off the pad. Good save there by Smith on a point-blank opportunity there for Pashby. Now Roth centered it. Oh, and that just went right through the slot. Dangerous pass there. Northwestern with a few good looks, feeding off that goal.
Really good stop there by Jack Smith. He was already down, waiting for that first shot, and had to readjust, get back to his feet, and set himself back up again, make sure he was square to that shot. So really nice save there from Jack Smith.
Yeah, guys, it seemed that save from Smith really put some air back in the sails here for Loyola.
A little bit of a momentum boost. Remember, your goaltender can pick you up and make a good save when you're not playing at your best. A little bit of a slow start to the game for the Ramblers, but their goalie has been sharp. Oh, they nearly had a 2-on-0 if that puck gets poked away from Mendelson, but he was able to recover. He had Southern bearing down on him. Meanwhile, Northwestern's got it deep in the O zone once again. Puck taken away, and now it's Southern here for Loyola. He'll gain the zone. Right circle, Southern, pestered, forced wide with the puck, still has it. Looking for some support, but he gets swarmed by the Cats. Back to the line, Waslu. He'll take a look and shoot. Oh, that's blocked in front. Puck kind of laid there. Good retrieval there by Waslu, and then he's forced off the puck, and it's hoisted out all the way down, and it's icing against Northwestern.
Book your next group outing with the Wolves. Learn more by visiting ChicagoWolves.com or calling 1-800-THE-WOLVES to enjoy a game with your friends, family, or co-workers this season.
12:05 to go here in the first period. It's a 1-0 Northwestern lead on the goal by Jeremy Miller, his 5th in 3 games. Cats trying to break it out. Could not. They're forced to chase it back off their own end boards. Flipped ahead by Daniel Murdoch. His pass, his long flip pass was picked off. That's hoisted off the glass and down. And this is going to be icing against Loyola.
Yeah, Andy, you kind of touched on it earlier. We had a long feeling out period with no whistles, and now back-to-back icings. It seems like the teams have finally settled in playing in this big arena.
Yeah, it just kind of takes a moment to get used to it. Definitely helps to have a full warm-up, for sure. It's not every game you get that opportunity to really feel out the venue. At this, obviously at the college level you do, But think about it. There's sometimes youth hockey teams come in here and you just get on the ice and go. And it might take you the full period to get used to your surroundings.
And there are times where you do get settled into the game and you get a little too involved with the X's and O's of it. You try to focus on the systems just a little bit too much. And obviously systems are going to end up being important, but sometimes it's best just to kind of go back to zero and just start playing hockey, right? Go back to doing what you know and doing what you do best.
Read, react instead of kind of the programmed decision-making you might have. Oh, and good steal there on a centering pass. Good attempt there by Falbo trying to slip it through to a teammate. Now Loyola moving the puck around in the O zone. Oh, we've got a scrum behind the play. Meanwhile, the puck stolen by Northwestern's Miller. He'll carry it up ice himself. 1 against 2. Lowers the shoulder. Gets to the net. He scores! What a goal!
That was brilliant.
Jeremy Miller continues his torrid start. He keeps up the 2-goal per game average, and he's got it done in the first period. Look at this move. Dips around the defense and cuts right in and goes top shelf. Thing of beauty there for Miller.
He did the right thing there. He got himself in tight on that play. And instead of just trying to slide it between
fellas,
the
that was
five-hole.
pretty.
Yeah, that was gorgeous. Just instead of trying to slide it between the 5-hole or anything, he ended up going upstairs on the goaltender. Anytime you elevate the puck, it really elevates your chances of getting the puck in the back of the net.
It sort of negated a really good shift from Loyola, too. Sam Falbo did a really good job on the offensive end, and Miller just came back coast to coast and erased it.
Yeah, Loyola's had a couple of shifts back-to-back here that have really been quite nice. There was a rush that was, like you said, by Sam Falbo, and there was another rush by Zach Sathern that really gave Loyola a couple of good shifts in the offensive zone, just couldn't get anything out of it, and a big goal from Northwestern.
And now if you're Loyola, you're just trying to hunt down that next goal, cut the lead in half. Don't let Northwestern snowball this momentum that they've got going. It's carried in here by Pashby. Pashby is knocked down to the ice. Good back pressure there by Waslu to knock him down.
He's going to get a penalty for it, however.
Yeah, he's going to follow the refs over to the boxes. Tripping is the call on Michael Waslu.
Just trying to keep up with the Northwestern player there and ended up getting his stick stuck in the skates. Ended up taking him down, and Northwestern's going to get the first power play of the game.
Face off to the right of Smith here in the Loyola zone. And Northwestern wins the draw. This will allow them to get set up. C moves it along the wall to Miller. He's well covered on the far side. And a good poke check there allows Loyola to clear the zone. Was that Sathern there who got his stick on the puck?
Looked like it.
Check that. That's Kranicki. 10 in Burgundy with the good defensive play. Here's Miller weaving it again. He shoots. Oh, and he just missed the near post. 2 defenders in his face. He's unfazed, just cutting right down the middle of the ice.
And skate right, shoe left. That always confuses a goaltender.
Pashby rips one, and that's too high, and this is going to go all the way around. That caught the glass, and that was a healthy bounce. It goes all the way back to the Northwestern goal line as they'll get regrouped here.
That was needed for Loyola as their 2 forwards were nearing the end of their shift. They were able to get both of those forwards off and get 2 fresh forwards on.
Northwestern will just shoot it in this time. Getting to it is Tyler Brown. Got some help there from Stein. Jackson Stein reaching for the puck. Bounce to the point, pinching in. Brings it down low. Absorbs a check from Duimelink. Players battle for the puck. Comes to the near side wall. Northwestern still on the attack here on the power play. Here's a shot, and it's gobbled up by Smith. He holds with no rebound. 7:49 to go in the first period. Just seconds remaining on the Loyola penalty.
Yeah, guys, I know you guys have a clock up there, but down here, they do not have access to the time. You can hear Coach Kirkos asking how much time is left on the power play, how much time is left on the period. They have this thing just about killed, but they don't even know it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of technical difficulties in the arena this afternoon, which is tough on the everybody who's involved in the game. So it's a bit of an adjustment that everybody just has to make. Face-off win by Northwestern here. Long shot deflected wide. That might have been blocked. Chance in front here. Another try for Murdoch on the stuff attempt, and Smith made the save. Wazlew's still in the box there. Sam Schwartz, the PA announcer, announcing there's 6 seconds left on the penalty.
And guys, Coach Kirkos said to his team, we need this one. They're hoping that this kill can really bring some momentum in the back half of this first period.
Yeah, a good penalty kill can really put a lot of jump into the bench. So Loyola has done a really nice job so far, gotten a couple of big stops from their goaltender. You hear it all the time, your best penalty killer has to be your goalie.
Southern with a big block there. Or check that, that was Andrew Swanson. Very effective shot block. Northwestern was going to have a nice chance from the left circle. That was Pashby trying to walk it in and rip it. And Swanson got the shin pads in front of the shot. And that's it for the Northwestern power play. We're back to even strength. Face-off win here by the Cats. They'll shoot it in deep. Along the boards, it's Miller. Nearly slipped through to the middle there. Long shot from the point. That's off a leg. Chance here. Oh, and it's just out of the reach of Ryan Kernicki. As he was behind everybody, but the puck just out of his reach. Now Northwestern trying to counterattack. 3-on-3, they come into the zone. Shot goes wide of the cage. Now carried ahead here by Swanson. He gets to center and he'll shoot it in. A little less than 7 minutes to go here in the opening period. 2-0 Northwestern. Both goals coming from Jeremy Miller. Wisconsin native off to a hot start for Northwestern. Here's Nagel reaching for the puck. Couldn't corral it. Now back the other way. Chance for Northwestern. Stein's shot is blocked.
That was a 1-on-3 opportunity there for Jackson Stein, who did the right thing, tried to cut toward the middle and throw a puck on net, but unfortunately for him, it just deflected off of the Loyola defender's stick.
Long wrister misses the goal from Kernicki. And Loyola's offside as they were trying to regain possession at the line. A little bit of a choppy sequence there for Loyola as they're just trying to get themselves more established in the offensive zone. They've had a couple of looks, but a lot of one-and-dones that sends Northwestern the other way. And the Cats have shown some good speed, especially on the counterattack, leading to some scoring opportunities. So if you're Loyola, you want to get a little bit more zone time.
Mm-hmm. And I don't hate the play that from Ryan Kranicki about a minute or so before. He saw the play developing in his own end and exited out the zone, and they tried to get a breakaway home run pass for him. It was just a little out of his reach. So that's something that you could do every now and again to escape your zone as soon as you know that your team has control of the puck, but you want to make sure that the D zone comes first.
Yeah, you definitely can't rely on that play, but definitely agree with you. It's good to take that shot once in a while, especially when you haven't really had much going. Board battle down low. Northwestern wins the puck. They've been physical along the wall. Not afraid to absorb a little bit of contact to try and win possession. It's amazing how a hockey game can kind of just come down to who's winning battles for the puck. You can talk about systems all you want, but at the end of the day, it comes down to who's winning those possession battles.
Well, and it even starts at the face-off dot. I mean, if you're losing face-offs clean all the time, you're starting from behind the 8 ball right off the bat. So if you can't win it clean, at least tie up. You know, I mean, it goes back to what you were talking about, making sure you've got possession as much as you can.
Well, Southern looked like he was about to pick up some speed, but lost handle of the puck. Now Northwestern just able to get back on side as they enter the zone. Final 4 minutes to go here in the first period. Cats trying to tack on some more. Tipped in front by Pashby, but it never got on goal. Will Pashby walks, shoots, he scores! Will Pashby snapped it by the glove. 3-0 Wildcats.
Great play there by Pashby just to get some separation. You can see that he's got a man all over him. That's Andrew Swanson, who's trying to get stick on puck there, but just unable to do so. In a solid wrist shot by Will Pashby just underneath the glove of the goaltender Jack Smith. That's a tough save to make if you're Jack Smith. That's a hard wrist shot from just about the hash marks.
And Will Pashby, hometown Evanston kid, got a nice assist and a snipe goal to go with it. Chance for Loyola. Oh, and that's blocked away. Good defensive effort there by the Cats as the Ramblers had an odd man advantage.
Would love to see a shot there. I understand the idea of trying to get the pass across to the man who's driving back door, but if you're trying to get something going, start throwing the puck on net.
Southern looking to center. His pass is blocked. Northwestern will try and get it out. It comes back deep. Played at the corner there by her. He's run into. Oh, hoisted down the middle of the ice. Just past Stein. Oh, big collision there. Good hustle effort there, but Loyola takes it away, and a misfire on the pass goes the length for icing. We get another stoppage of play with 2:56 left to go in the first.
Sign up for a Skates Mates Kids Club All-Star membership today, and for $9.95, get the official Skates Mates t-shirt, free tickets, the chance to shoot the puck on skates, and more exclusive benefits. Sign up at chicagowolves.com/skatesmates.
Face-off win here by Northwestern. They'll stash it in deep and get a cycle going. A little bit of a miscue there. Brown chasing after the puck. It's knocked away from C. And out to center. Northwestern just dumped it right back in, turned the Ramblers back and make them have to chase after it again. It can be tiring when you constantly have to go back for the puck in your own zone.
Can be tiring and a little bit frustrating, especially when they're clogging up the neutral zone like they are.
Now another steal here. Here's Pashby. He's got the puck 1 against 2. He'll drive wide with it to the end board. Centered it. Oh, and that just went off the stick. One of the Cats in front, that was Gupta, who would have had a good bid. He was able to reel in that pass. Now here's Miller trying to cut to the middle. He's knocked down, delayed call. And it's going to be another power play here for Northwestern. They're going to finish the period with the man advantage. And this is going to be Nagel to the box. A slashing minor.
Well, that might be the only way to, to stop Jeremy Miller at this point. Just start taking his feet out from underneath him. Unfortunately, it results in a power play for Northwestern, and Loyola a pretty decent kill on the first try. Let's see if they can do that again.
Yeah, this is a key situation in this game. I know it's only the first period, but you stare at a 4-goal deficit after 20 minutes.
Right.
That's a tough mountain to climb, even with a lot of time. Board battle. Cats come away with the puck. Slid across to the middle for Gupta, and it just jumped off his blade. Could be a chance here shorthanded. It's lobbed ahead. Wazlu chasing after it. Michael Wazlu. He'll just play it back, and this will allow the Ramblers to kill a little bit more time off this penalty as we approach the final minute of this first period.
You want to be careful here. You can play 4 corners, but make sure that you're not going back into your own zone and hemming yourself in your own end.
Yeah, the cross-ice pass there went through a couple of Wildcats. That was a little bit of a risky play, but they were able to pull it off. Less than a minute to go here in the first, and about a minute and 5 seconds left on the Northwestern power play, as it is carried ahead here by C. He gains the zone. Max C to the front of the net. He tried a sharp angle shot, and a blocker save was made there by Smith. Puck is not out. In deep, it's Brown looking to center. Goes back to the point. Long shot. Blocker saved by Smith. He doesn't see where it is. Loose in front. Then they score. Smith couldn't find it, but Jackson Stein did. The puck was laying there in the crease, and it's tucked home. Power play goal makes it 4-0 Northwestern.
That's a tough break for Jack Smith. He made a really nice first stop off the blocker, popped up into the air, and I believe getting a stick on that was Michael Bronstein to force it towards the middle to hit Jackson Stein. So we were talking about it. Want to try to kill that off if you're Loyola. Nearly had it at the end of the period. There are only 25 seconds left.
And just chaos in front of the net caused by the Wildcats.
Yeah. Well, it's the old hockey adage, go to the net, good things are going to happen.
So it is a power play goal for Stein, assisted by Bronstein. And Dorn got an assist as well. So the power play goal gives the Cats a 4-0 advantage after 20 minutes of play. And Anthony, that was some high-flying action from the Cats. And we're going to see how Loyola can respond to that. Let's go rinkside. Thought we were going to have Anthony Pasquale talking to Tassos Kirkos, but I think we're going to save that.
Yes, we'll do that one, I think, before the second period.
So, Andy, we saw the Cats put a lot of pressure on Loyola, very opportunistic, finishing their chances and kind of having the Ramblers running around in their own zone. As we get a look at the highlights from the first period, and it was just, you could tell the Cats were sharp to start this one, which is pretty impressive for a team that hasn't had a chance to play a lot of games here in the opening part of the season, and they looked like a well-oiled machine.
And, you know, first 4.5 minutes, we had no whistles, and the first 2 shifts went the way of Loyola. So it was a little back and forth to start out the hockey game, but as soon as the Cats were able to get their feet underneath them, it really went all in their favor, and a lot of it, as you can see, that beautiful move from Miller, backhand to forehand. A lot of it had to do with Miller being able to put the team on his back a little bit, get them started offensively, and that really got the ball rolling. And the Cats just kept their foot on the gas pedal throughout the entirety of the first period. Got a lot of shots towards the net. I will say Loyola did a nice job of sacrificing the body in their own zone. They blocked a lot of shots. That shot total could have been a lot worse after one period of play. You know, they saved their goaltender a little bit of extra rubber, but for Loyola, I think you go back into the locker room, you take a deep breath and say, all right, we've got a 4-goal deficit. Let's take it 1 goal at a time. We've got to establish some offensive zone pressure here. We've got to get in the offensive zone, start throwing pucks on net, making their life a little bit more difficult. And if you work hard that way, you typically get rewarded with a power play. So,
no doubt about it. You've just got to force the issue a little bit. Take care of the D zone, win some more battles, get more possession of the puck, and you can kind of start to turn the tide your way a little bit.
Yeah, guys, the other thing it really seemed like was any time that Loyola got even a little bit of momentum, whether it was a big hit or a shot on goal or even a big save from Smith in between the pipes, Northwestern had an answer right after that, and their answers were going in the back of the net. They responded to everything, and that's a big reason why they're up 4-0.
Yeah, that's a great call, Anthony. Hit the nail right on the head there. The countering from the Cats has just been perfect. They've turned saves from their goaltender or even just blocked passes. Loyola did have some attempts on some high danger type of plays, but they were just picked off or blocked and sent the other way. So, yeah, Anthony brings up a great point where Northwestern has just been they've been very opportunistic and finishing. That's a huge part of this game. Ari Lifshitz, the head coach for Northwestern, he was very complimentary of Jeremy Miller, saying how it brings his team a new dynamic. Just having an offensive guy who can bury the puck, you don't have to grind out every single goal. It's very uplifting for a team when they have a guy that can just shoot the puck and it finds the back of the net. You don't have to shovel and grind your way to the net mouth to get your opportunities. So we saw that on full display. Jeremy Miller with a pair of goals. Will Pashby goal and an assist, and then that power play goal by Jackson Stein has Northwestern up 4-0. So we will take a quick break here. You're watching college hockey. It's the Chicago Wolves local hockey showcase here on Marquee Sports Network. Ari Lifshitz, the head coach of Northwestern, and you got to like how your team started this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we even start, I just want to thank you guys for being here. Tim Weaver with the Wolves and our athletic department, Kate Carney there. So making this all happen. So I appreciate you guys.
It's good to have you guys here. It's been a fun afternoon. I'm sure the kids are enjoying it. Had to be chopping at the bit to get back into action.
Yeah, we had a 3-week break there. Halloween last night as well, so you never know what's going to happen on the ice. But yeah, it's been an awesome start. I think they're excited. This venue is amazing, and playing a rival team as well gets everyone up out of the gates.
Yeah, a lot of juice to this one. What was the message to the team before the game?
Yeah, I think for us, it's keep things simple. We mentioned before the game when I was talking to you guys, we got a couple goal scorers this year. You saw Jeremy Miller's goal. He's just a natural talent, awesome attitude as well. So our cycle's been working great. Every time we get pucks in deep, we kind of work their defensemen a little bit. They're a good team, but we're kind of outnumbering them on the cycle, and it's creating opportunities. Will Pashby's goal there, coming off the wing, and just an outnumber situation. So a couple turnovers with our defensemen specifically that we're trying to just knock down, but that's a little bit of rust as well from not playing a game for almost 4 weeks now.
I was going to ask if you had seen any rust in that first period after being off for just a little bit of time. The first couple of shifts seemed like there was a couple of giveaways in the defensive zone like you had just mentioned, but everything seemed to kind of lock down after that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was just getting our feet underneath us. The excitement of a game, kind of, like I said, it doesn't matter how old you are. You play in other rinks before, but coming to a place like this with the TV lights on and, the broadcast, again, thank you guys. And I think it was a little bit of just nerves coming out of the gate there for the first 2 shifts.
Tell us about your program a little bit. It seems like you guys have been growing year to year. We mentioned a little bit at the top of the broadcast that you're missing some key players, but yet you got other kids stepping up and performing. You have to be pretty pleased with how your team's running out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this year we got 6 new guys that are all added to the table right away. But, we're missing Raph Beardron, a guy that you guys have done in the past at Stevenson. He was captain of the state champ team. He'll be back in January. Patrick McLean, he's an NCAA D3 transfer. Played with us last year. He's a key player. But, with that said, not to be Bill Belichick here, but next man up kind of mentality overall. And I think that's just the Northwestern way, right? These kids are so competitive at school. There's a reason they're at Northwestern. They push themselves, and we like to see that on the ice as well. And what we maybe lack for up in depth, only having 15, 16 skaters, we make up for an effort. And, the guys just really bought in, and it's kind of shown so far in the first 20.
So what are you looking for as we move forward through this game?
Yeah, I think at this age and just at any age, right? Like I played junior hockey, college hockey, but when you play a team and you're up 4-0 early, you probably start taking a little bit of liberties as far as maybe the extra toe drag or, not getting the puck in deep. So for me, it's keeping the game simple. I think we have a lot of creativity off of our simplicity, but, getting the puck in deep, holding the red line. Our D did a great job of stepping up, not giving them any opportunities. So I just want to see those little things, especially after being off a long break and setting those habits right and getting the game going and looking forward to the future after we finish the last 40 year.
Sounds good, Ari. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
That's Ari Lifshitz, head coach of the Northwestern Wildcats, who hold a 4-0 lead after 20 minutes of play. You're watching college hockey here on Marquee Sports Network. We're back getting ready for second period action between Loyola and Northwestern. It's the local hockey showcase. We've got college hockey here on Marquee Sports Network. Andy Petzinger, I'm Chris Dubiel. We've got Anthony Pasquale rinkside. It's a 4-0 Northwestern lead as the teams are coming back out onto the ice out of the locker rooms. And if you're Northwestern, you want to keep this momentum going. And Loyola, you're trying to turn the tide.
Yeah, just as Coach said, you don't really want to change anything that you've been doing from the first period. You want to make sure you're keeping your foot on the gas pedal, but if you're Loyola, you got to do something to try to change the tides here a little bit, whether that's a big hit, a big save, a big block. You got to find some way to start injecting some energy, and something that I always told my players when I was coaching when it came to the second period, you have to be careful of the long change. You cannot get caught out there for too long, and you have to change smart. Otherwise, it's going to lead to odd man breaks.
No doubt about it. That long change, it doesn't matter what level of hockey it is, from mites all the way up to college and even the pros. The long change it's a factor. It's just there's no other way around it. So just to be prepared, pay attention to who you're taking off. It seems like a simple thing, but you see too many men penalties in the NHL or breakaways at that level just from, a bad line change.
Yeah.
So the second period always kind of opens up that box when you have that variable in there. We are ready to go for period 2. There's the drop of the puck, and we're back underway as Northwestern dumps it in. In behind it is Swanson spinning away from the forechecking pressure, but then he lost the puck. Now it's all gummed up against the end boards. Here's Mendelson from the point, shoots right on, and a save by Smith. Puck is still loose. The whistle never blew. I think they stopped the clock for a second, and there was no signal from the official to stop play, so Smith had to sweep that away. So he did not have full control of it.
Usually the referees will give it a good 3 or 5 seconds to make sure that they lose sight of it completely before blowing the whistle.
Chance in front. Oh, good sliding block there by the Ramblers on defense. Northwestern right back to work. That's going to be a hand pass. That was batted out of midair and then played by Miller. So we get our first stoppage of the period, but you kind of look back here at this cycle play. Here's the long shot from Mendelson. And, oh, yeah, that was in and out of the glove of Smith, but he's able to track it down, and then it just kind of rolled on him in the crease. Yeah. Kind of looked like a harmless play that turned into a pretty decent scoring chance there for Northwestern.
Yeah, it looked like it hit him right in the stomach and just kind of bounded right back out, and his body twisted a little bit, which opened up a bit of the net. So lucky for Loyola, that puck did not trickle into the back of the net, just went off to the side.
Centering pass goes off the pad there of Smith after he made a save on another long shot. Now the puck skips into the Northwestern zone. Southern bearing down. Good defensive effort there. Spinning away from the pressure there. That was William Wang. Now it is Brown. Centered it. That went right through the crease. And Loyola clears it, but it's going to go the length for icing. And you can tell there that was an errant pass as the Rambler who made the pass just immediately looked skyward. I think that was Waslu who made check that, Southern who cleared that puck down. He did not mean to ice it.
Check out a nice save there from Jack Smith. I didn't realize it from up here, but that puck changed direction from the blue line about 20 feet out from the goal. So nice job by Smith to be able to stay with that puck and knock it in the corner.
Here's Southern with a shot. Kicked out of there by Benson. Makes a nice left pad save. Now Northwestern able to come up with the puck and move it the other way. Cats on the attack. Centering pass is blocked there by Dymalink. And then Scooped up now by Zach Sathern. Long shot, catches the glass. He was trying to go top shelf from a distance, and then he lays a big hit, but it's going to be a penalty. This will either be a board or a hit from behind on Sathern. They're going to call him for a rough. Sathern caught Harrison Roth in kind of a compromised position along the wall. And this will be the third power play of the game for Northwestern. They're 1 for 2 so far on the day.
The Northwestern bench was not happy about that hit. I didn't catch the number of the Northwestern player that had cleared the puck out, but it was long off of his stick when that hit had happened. So they weren't thrilled about the timing of the hit. They're awarded a 2-minute power play for it.
Cleared out of there. Good stick check made there by Krenicki.
Talk about a big penalty kill here for Loyola. We talked about the last one being a big penalty kill. Could not kill it off in its entirety. This is a huge one to start out the second period to make sure you don't go down by 5.
Nice hit by Swanson. Took the puck away. Then his clearing attempt hit his skate. This allows Northwestern to stay here on the attack. Centering pass, Gupta. Oh, and it's stopped there by Smith. That might be his best save of the day.
Absolutely. Had to readjust. He thought the player was still in behind the net with the puck. Had to find his way over to that near post. And was able to keep his pad along the ice and seal it. Great stop.
Yeah, Rishi Gupta was alone in front there. Miller was trying to cut in, had his stick lifted. Now this, going back to Loyola, this could be a huge kill for them because you kind of understand what Sathern is trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to lay a big hit, get his team going a little bit, and he crossed the line and got penalized for it. But Loyola's looking for anything here to swing the momentum in their favor. They got to get this penalty killed off.
Doesn't necessarily help that Sathern is 6'4", 200 pounds either. You know, if he's 5'9" making that hit, maybe it doesn't make as much of an impact.
Yeah, there's definitely a size advantage there for Sathern, and it sometimes that just makes it look worse than it actually is. Good board battle there by Wazoo. Could be a chance here shorthanded. Krenicki is in, he shoots. Oh, and it's shrugged off by Benson. That's a big save.
Krenicki again cheating out towards the neutral zone, trying to catch himself on a breakaway, is picking his moments wisely.
Sharp angle shot, fired wide by C. Held in. C trying to tip it on goal, and it deflects wide. Both teams back at full strength. Huge kill there for the Ramblers. Now they got a chance. Wazloo's in. Pad stop. Rebound chance. Backhander set too high. Krenicki had a chance in front, and he just lifted it high. And Loyola nearly got on the board. They clear it back to center. Go ahead, Andy.
No doubt their best opportunity of the game, and Krenicki didn't even realize the puck was on his stick when he had it there right at the top of the crease, was able to pull it to the backhand and got just a little too much elevation on it. He had the goaltender down, got too much elevation, and went right up over the goal.
Northwestern tries to center the puck. It ends up in the crease, covered up there by Smith. We're going to get another look at it here. Yeah, that puck just finds him. Oh, just a little high with that backhand shot.
And that's the right idea. You got to elevate the puck there because the goalie is sprawled out, taking away the entire bottom of the ice. So you got to lift the puck there. He just got a little bit too much on the backhand.
Yeah, guys, that was such a good chance for Loyola that some of the fans in the first couple rows thought it went in. They were so excited.
You know what? It was poor timing because they're checking out the lights in behind the net. I think they saw the light go on.
That must be it. You can see they're working on the green light for the goal, and it is on still because they're working on it. They must have thought it went in. But you guys kind of took the words out of Coach Kirkos' mouth at the beginning of that penalty kill. He said, guys, this is a big one. We need this one, and they converted.
What's the energy like on that Loyola bench? We'll get to that in just a moment as we're back underway here. It's Northwestern trying to get the puck in deep. And that pass deflects out of the zone. They'll get re-established here. Zhao sends it far side, taken away. Here it's Miller. Miller trying to get away from Southern. He's checked by Falbo. Miller with a nice play to still chip it in deep.
That's the first time I've seen anybody on Loyola get a body on Jeremy Miller. And it was Falbo, and he was able to interrupt his progress into the zone.
Nagel sent it across the crease. Southern dropped it back. Swanson battling to try to keep the play alive, but it's cleared back to center. Yeah, Miller, a hard player to get clean contact on, the way he's able to shift through traffic. Here's a chance for Loyola now. What a goal! He scores! It's Waslu. He was able to weave through the middle and tuck it past the pad of Benson. And Loyola gets just what they needed. And they cut the lead to 4-1.
That was a brilliant goal. Great patience, holding on to it just long enough. Fully outstretched was Aiden Benson with his stick on the ice, trying to make the paddle save. And Michael Waslu, phenomenal job to stay with it. Quick little burst of speed from just about the bottom of the circles to get around the defender and get to the front of the net. And that injects some life for sure on that Loyola bench.
It sure did. They also kept the same unit out there to keep some of that momentum, so keep an eye on them to carry it on.
Michael Waslu with the goal. Incredible individual effort to deke it past Zhao. And then the other defenseman, Murdoch, was just reaching at that point. And Waslu was just able to elude all the sticks and the goaltender and tuck it home. So it is a 4-1 hockey game now. The Ramblers with possession once again. They move ahead. It's Jack Lewis stripped of the puck here. It's not out as Dermalink was able to catch up to the puck and keep it in. Here's Kranicki spinning back. Has it high in the zone. Dumps it across. Good stick handling move here. Poke to the middle. Nice work there by Sam Falbo trying to make a play.
Good answer shift here from Loyola after a goal. Biggest shift of the game is always going to be the shift after a goal. So Loyola, after scoring, making it a 4-1 deficit. You want to have a good answer shift. You don't want to lay back on your heels and let Northwestern come back and try to answer on their own. Really good shift here from Loyola.
Bouncing puck. Mendelson couldn't keep it into the zone. Now he bobbles it at center ice as he's pestered by Nagel. Now Pashby with a steal in the offensive zone. He's trying to get through the defense. Pashby walks all the way in on a sharp angle shot fought off by Smith. Bouncing puck in the middle. Miller with a shot. Through a screen. Smith made the save. Now they whack away with the puck at the back of the cage. It's going to lay up on the apron on the back of the net. Got stuck in there, so we get a stoppage.
Good shift here from Will Pashby. Got around a check, threw the puck on goal. Finds its way right to the stick of Jeremy Miller, who threw it on net. And I'm not sure if that made it through or hit Will Pashby. As Pashby, as soon as he went to the goal, he didn't move there. Yeah, it looked like it went right off the inside of his leg.
Yeah. That's with all kinds of traffic in front. Long shot, Mendelson. That's high and wide. Nearing the halfway point here, this second period. Loyola has cut the deficit to 3. It's 4-1. Clearing attempt was picked off by Nagel. He sent it back deep. Good effort there by Mendelson. He's going to get around a couple Ramblers. Then he's run into by Swanson. Good effort there by the defenseman for Loyola. Now they've got numbers in on the attack. Chance in front, backhand shot, score! It's Zach Southern, and it's a 2-goal hockey game. The Ramblers strike again, 4-2, with about 10 minutes to go here in the second.
Well, that play all starts back in the Loyola zone. A big step up by the defenseman causes the turnover. They come back the other way. All alone in front is Southern. Forehand, backhand, got the goalie to open up on the 5-hole. It's a 2-goal game, and Loyola has come out with a passion here in the second period.
How about that little chip to the middle there by Sam Falbo to make that happen? Sometimes you got to get the puck to an area and your teammate can take care of the rest, and that's exactly what happened there.
Yeah, and Andy, you kind of touched on it too. That was all started behind the play by Swanson. Had the big hit to take the Cats off the puck, started the rush up the other way. All that from the D-man, really putting some momentum in the corner of the Ramblers here.
Ramblers looking at a defensive zone draw here. Kind of 50-50 draw. The puck's pushed to the corner. Loyola trying to get it out. Oh, and it just snuck past the defenseman William Wang at the line as he was trying to keep it in. Swanson with it now. He's pressured. Gave up the puck to her. Now they battle in behind the Loyola cage. And finally it's fished out of there. Ramblers will clear the zone. Here's Kranicki. He shoots. That's blocked. Wang stepped in front of that one. And Northwestern will get it out. Breakout pass a little bit ahead of Brown, but he'll skate to it. Walks in, he shoots, and a save is made by Smith.
Loyola got caught there in the offensive zone. 4 guys a little too deep. It was lucky that they had a defenseman going off on a line change. Otherwise, that's a 2-on-0.
Loyola regrouping in their own end. It's rolled up the boards. Falbo trying to get it out.
Ooh. Look out on the bench. Backup goaltender for Northwestern had his helmet off. That puck missed him by maybe an inch. He took that helmet and he put it right on top of his head. He didn't think twice.
Like, yeah, I'm pulling this mask down. Probably the smart play there.
Yeah.
Face off at center ice is won by Northwestern. 8.5 minutes to play here in the second period. Loyola has cut a 4-0 deficit in half with a couple of second period goals here. So they've been able to find their footing after a big penalty kill. Here's Northwestern trying to answer back. Long shot, steered aside. Here's Miller, 2-goal game today. Got some help from Pashby. He's also working on a multi-point effort. Now Falbo pushes it deep into the Northwestern zone. Rolled it over to Southern. Centering pass is picked off. They had a man in front of Nagel. Then a big collision. This is going to be a penalty. Delayed call. It's going to be against Loyola. Or check that. Yes, it is against It is against Loyola, so Northwestern's going to get yet another power play. The 4th one. Northwestern's 1 for 3 this afternoon. And the call is a kneeing penalty.
Yeah. That's unfortunate because I like the play there from Doimelink. He stepped up from the blue line. He saw the play developing and wanted to keep it inside the offensive zone. I like the play of trying to get body on body there. Unfortunately for him, the Northwestern player made a move towards the middle of the ice, and he was unable to keep up with it, and the 2 knees collided.
Yeah, sometimes you just do whatever you can to stretch yourself out and get in the player's way, and that's often a consequence of trying to do that, trying to stay with that player, is you might stick your leg out and get caught with the knee.
Chance now for Northwestern to get some of the momentum back that they've lost in the second period with a power play chance.
Here is Brown leading the rush. He's hit hard there by Swanson, who just deftly takes the puck away, but his rim around did not get all the way out. Stein had it, lost it, chases it down. Oh, and he gets a good shot away. Smith made the save. Another try, and Smith made the save. He looked behind him, but he was able to hang on to the puck. And some frustration there from Tyler Brown, who had a great scoring chance.
Really good first stop here and a diving shot right in the slot at the top of his crease, able to make the blocker save, came back over to the near side and was able to squeeze those legs just enough. Played a little bit of peekaboo there, but he was able to squeeze him just enough and got a little help from his defenseman to keep it out.
Yeah, Brown was right there point blank for that opportunity. He slammed his stick on the boards. He was upset with himself that he didn't finish the play, but that's just great goaltending there, making that stop. Now it's dug free there by Pashby. Northwestern continues on this power play. Near side wall, Miller trying to get away. Now it's Rishi Gupta with the puck. Dropped it off for Miller. One-timer Pashby, he kind of shanked it and it went wide. And Loyola is able to clear, but unfortunately for them, it ends up in the Northwestern bench. So we get a whistle stopping play. 6:13 to go here in the second.
That's a good look to the middle there. He just couldn't get any wood on the shot. Looked like it caught him mainly on the heel there, and he just kind of muffed it wide on the left side of the net. But it's a good idea to try to get the puck to the middle of the ice and throw it on goal.
Here is Miller in behind the net. Still controls as he walks it to the circle. Miller looking for an option. Dishes to Pashby. He shoots. Oh, he tried to go short side, but he missed the net, and it comes all the way out of the zone. And this is just about going to do it for the Northwestern power play as they go right in front of the penalty boxes. And both teams now back at full strength. Another key penalty kill here for the Loyola Ramblers. They do a nice job thwarting that attack by C. Now it's Miller with it again for Northwestern. He couldn't get by Nagel. Then C with a big hit on Nagel.
Physicality is ramped up a little bit here in the second period. Would you agree?
Definitely. You're getting that familiarity factor. The game has tightened up in the score, so the emotions will ramp up a little bit more here. You love to see it. Sure, Northwestern's a little bit frustrated, letting their lead erode a little bit.
Check out the newest Wolves gear from your favorite brands, including Nike, Under Armour, 47, New Era, and more. Right now at ChicagoWolvesStore.com. You'll find the full line of hoodies, t-shirts, and hats for men, women, and kids, plus the latest team souvenirs and collectibles.
So much good stuff at ChicagoWolvesStore.com. Encourage you to check that out. As the proud owner of a couple of nice Wolves shirts and hats.
You got yourself a long day here today at the Allstate Arena.
Oh, yeah. But I love it.
Yeah.
We'll have Wolves and Marlies tonight at 7 o'clock. Pyotr Kochetkov supposed to be making a conditioning start as he comes back from injury. He just got assigned to the Wolves from the Carolina Hurricanes, so it'll be exciting for the fans to see him come back, play where he won a Calder Cup title in 2022.
I want another goalie goal.
Oh, that would be unreal. And when he scored his, it was in Winnipeg against the Manitoba Moose. If he did that here,
the roof would be no more.
No doubt about it. Now here is Loyola trying to clear the zone. Good keep there by Wang at the line, able to pin the puck with his skates. Now comes free to the middle. Here's Stein. Put it in front. Oh, and the pass was just behind Roth. Roth was streaking to the front of the net. And the pass just a little bit behind him. Now Waslu, he's checked by Stein. Waslu able to slip through one and then touch it along. Risky play there, but Loyola, no worse for wear as they were able to clear the zone. A little less than 4 minutes to go here in period two.
Yeah, coming up to the close of the second period, you could see the guys are starting to get a little tired on the ice, and that's a factor of that long change like we talked about in the second period. But you want to make sure when you're starting to get tired, you make the smart play, which is always have the puck on your forehand and go off the glass and out.
Shot goes off the post on the short side. Wraparound try. They score! What a play by Marquee. Marquee walks it in, short side, rings it off the post, takes his own rebound off the end boards and stuffs it home on the wraparound. What an effort there. And a huge goal for the Wildcats to kind of give themselves back a little bit more breathing room here late in the second.
And you could see Jack Smith there was looking around after it hit the post. He really wasn't sure where that puck had gone after it rang off the iron, and as soon as he was able to find it, made a hard push over to his right to try to get to that post and seal it off with his toe, but was just about a half a second too late to get to that post.
So Marquee makes it 5-2. We're down to about 3 minutes to go here in this second period. And here's Loyola trying to answer right back. Here's Southern with a shot. That kind of floated past the blocker of Benson. Then it's chopped to the middle. Puck is rolling all over the place before Pashby scooped it out of there. Will Pashby pressured, gave it to Gupta. Rishi Gupta cycles it back for Pashby. Taken away. Played up the boards but not out. Murdoch around the wall. Over to Zhao. And then it's cleared out of there. Ramblers will get to it first.
Good hustle.
That was Southern again. He's been all over the place here for Loyola. Taken here by Northwestern. Hoisted out to center. And Waslu able to get it deep into the Northwestern zone. Scratch that was Swanson. And then he was able to make a big hit and take the puck away, put it to the front of the net, and it had to be covered up there by Benson. Good forecheck there, the defenseman jumping up in on the play. That was Swanson making things happen.
You love to see that as a coach, your defenseman getting active in the offensive zone, trying to keep the play alive. Just want to make sure you got somebody back who can cover you, but it can create a lot of offense, as you saw just there. You know, what seemed like it was going to end up being a nothing play, the defenseman comes down, pops that puck free, and it goes to the front of the net, and the goaltender has to be wary and get the big paw on it.
Northwestern now has the puck in their offensive zone. Rolled deep towards Roth, picked off there. Now the puck under a few bodies there. First Waslu was knocked down, then Herr gets knocked down. Then there's a little bit of pushing and shoving. Meanwhile, the puck is just kind of laying there at their skates, and we're going to have penalties here as Stanley Herr and that's Alex Doimelink just exchanging a few shots at each other, and they're still talking. Oh, pretty.
Each guy got in a couple of pretty decent licks there.
A little couple of nasty cross checks to the cages.
Get coincidental minors. I believe we'll go 4-on-4 here.
And it looks like cross-checking penalties for both of them. I mean, either way you slice it, roughing, cross-checking. There was definitely some penalizable offenses
MMA
from
boxing.
each player there. So they'll get a chance to cool off.
Minute 20 left to go in the second period. 4-on-4. There's going to be a lot of ice, which typically favors the faster team that's out there, and that's kind of flowed between both teams here in that in the second period, I would say. Overall in the hockey game, I think Northwestern's been a little bit of a faster team, but Loyola's had their spurts where they've really pushed the grain. So big minute and 20 here.
Yeah, all the big guns for both teams are out there right now. As you see Miller chasing after the puck, he's got it behind the net, looking to center, put it in front for Pashby, and he couldn't connect. That looked like a great chance.
That was a great read from Will Pashby. He was at this near blue line, saw the play developed, and made a beeline to the post.
Now the puck jumped away from Wang. Chance here for Loyola. Here's the shot. Oh, and it was broken up there. I think Kranicki kind of fanned on it, but then Wang was also in his way. Down to the final 30 seconds of the period. Here's a shot. Kick save there by Benson. And it's pushed in deep. Loyola trying to steal the puck away, try to get one more scoring opportunity, but instead it's Miller going the other way with the puck. He's got 10 seconds. Miller walking to the middle. Oh, and he just tucked it wide. Nearly had the hat-trick goal, but he just missed the net. And there's the horn ending play in the second period. We get another look. He hit the side of the cage.
And
wow.
Gino Delmonico there at the very last second was able to lift his stick as well to impede the progress of Jeremy Miller, which I think might have thrown him off just a little bit to where he wasn't able to tuck that all the way around and beat a sprawled out Jack Smith.
Let's send it down rinkside. Anthony Pasquale is with the Loyola head coach, Tasos Kirkos.
Thanks, guys. Coach, you guys grabbed some momentum back there in that second period. What is the key to getting that done?
Good stick on puck detail, good momentum, getting our cycle going, trying to take the puck off these guys and establish our forecheck a little bit. And I felt like we were able to do that a little bit more in this period.
Absolutely. 5-2 after 2 periods. What are you going to say to the guys for one more period to play?
Keep shooting. Keep shooting.
Absolutely, and it seems like you guys have wanted a couple of penalties that haven't gone your way. What's maybe the key to drawing one so you could get on the man advantage?
Got to move your feet, don't you, to get a penalty taken against you? So, yeah, just keep our feet moving, and eventually we'll get one.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Anthony. Yeah, it's a lot of simple things. Sometimes it kind of sounds like coach speak, but, I mean, he's right. You got to get your feet moving. You got to keep pucks on net, and his team did more of that, and that's why they got themselves back into the game.
They moved their feet a lot more in the second period than they did in the first, that's for sure, and that's why they were able to get 2 goals up on the board. So he's not wrong about that. They just have not been awarded a power play just yet to this point, but a very good period for Loyola. I mean, essentially they won the period. They outscored them 2-1 in the second period, so it's something to build off of. Obviously, you don't want to end up giving up that last goal the way that you did, but it's a very good period for Loyola, something for them to build off of heading here into the third.
And, it wasn't a great penalty to take, but I feel like the push that we saw in the second period from Loyola all started with Southern trying to get in there, light a spark, play with a little bit more of an edge. He takes the penalty, but Loyola kills it off and eventually is able to get on the board a couple times. And I think when you play with more of that passion, a little bit more urgency and emotion, trying to get under the other team's skin a little bit, it helps you. And we saw that. We saw a little bit of frustration from Northwestern that we didn't see in the first period. They kind of sat back whenever they didn't have the puck, clogged things up, didn't give Loyola a lot of room to make plays, and then they would just counterattack. Loyola seemed to take it to Northwestern a little bit more in that second period and force them to make decisions, force them into more body contact type plays and more grindy hockey. And you saw a little bit of frustration. We saw that battle between that was her and Doimelink that were battling at the end of that period. So this sets up a really exciting third period. I know it's still a 3-goal lead for Northwestern, but you've got a Loyola team that's playing with more belief after that middle frame.
Yeah, and they got to strut their stuff a little bit. You got to see the talent level of Loyola kind of pop out there in that second period. I mean, you take a look at the team on paper being 2-10, you can easily just kind of say, oh, okay, well, it's a bit of a tough team. But there's a lot of talent on this team, and we saw it in that second period coming from a number of players. I mean, you take a look at the first goal of Wazlu. I mean, just a brilliant individual effort holding on to the puck and waiting out the goaltender. We've seen Kranicki with a couple of chances here in this game. Zach Southern has been very good all over the place. So there's a couple of names on here that I've kind of had circled who've really played extremely well for Loyola. And Northwestern, as we've talked about, they're pretty stacked from top to bottom. They've got almost an embarrassment of riches. It's almost a next man up mentality for Northwestern. So, kind of same old for the Cats. Keep doing what you're doing. Get back to what was successful in the first period, because we got away from it there in the second. Get back to what we were doing in the first, and you're going to get rewarded.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I want to touch on what you mentioned with Ryan Kranicki. I feel like he's going to score a goal at some point in this game.
Puck is finding him.
He's had a lot of chances. He's had a couple of near breakaways that he just wasn't able to chase down and turn into a scoring chance. But when the puck follows you around like that, you're bound to have something good happen. So we will take a quick break here. And it looks like we're going to have Tassos Kirkos join us for a little bit of an extended conversation here in this second intermission. But we will have that for you in just a moment. You are watching college hockey on Marquee Sports Network. Chris Dubiel, Andy Petzinger here with you, along with Tassos Kirkos, the head coach of the Loyola Ramblers Hockey Club, and you got to be happy with how your team responded in that second period.
Yeah, first of all, nice to be here with you boys. I'm very pleased with how the team responded in that period. Just sticking to our identity here. Forechecking hard, getting to the net, second and third opportunities, playing with a little bit more speed, getting to our cycle a little bit more. Yeah, I thought that period was a lot better for us.
Were your guys chomping at the bit to get back into action? It's been a couple of weeks since the last game.
It's been 1 week. We were off 1 week. Yes, the fellas were excited. With me too. I wanted to just keep going with all these games and this season. And we're playing catch up a little bit this season. Obviously, we're 2-10 right now. We have a little bit of work left to do in this game too. But when you're a little bit behind in a season, you just want to play all the games you can to catch up, right? So me and the boys were both fired up to get back at it.
Is there anything specific you did to prepare for this game, being at Allstate Arena? It's kind of a bigger game, almost has a playoff mentality to it. Is there a different way that you prepared, or is it just kind of same old, same old?
I'd like to tell you it was something different, but I'll say that it was the same old. We're continuously trying to build on something throughout the year. So the issues we had last week are still the same issues we had last week. Regardless of if we're playing at Allstate or if we're playing outside or if we're playing street hockey, right?
Right.
Just working on the same things that we're trying to get better in our game. Defensively in the neutral zone, trying to work with our play away from the puck, right? So, no, to answer your question, anything differently here.
You've been on the penalty kill now 4 times. You killed 3 of them off, so the penalty kill's actually not been too bad. I know Anthony had asked you the question about what do you do to get back onto the power play, but do you think the penalty kill is the thing that's kind of gotten your team back into this hockey game, or is there a different play in specific that happened in the second?
Our penalty kill has been a rock for us this entire year. I don't think we allowed a power play goal against. I think for the first 5 or 6 games we played. just perfect for us. And you never want to be taking penalties, right? So a good kill can be a momentum booster, right? But if you're always going to the box and you're always having to kill these off, it doesn't really always end up working out for you.
Right. No.
Did you feel like your team played with more emotion in that second period? Because it looked like it from up here.
Yeah, they did, and I think there's an even more another level we can get to. I've been saying today, I've been enjoying the Toronto Blue Jays World Series run, and I heard one of their players, Ernie Clement, say that they are a group who's playing with their hair on fire.
Yeah.
And so I've been saying that to my guys this whole game, and just like I want them to play with their hair on fire. That passion, that energy that just comes deep down. And this is hockey, it's college hockey. They get energy from a big hit and a big scoring opportunity and a big save like that. So, yes.
Yeah. It seems just kind of bigger picture stuff here. It seems like you've got a very young team and a program that's building. What do you say about the state of your club?
I don't get to say this very often because I'm not on a platform like this to be able to share this with people. My goal is to make the Loyola University Ramblers the first NCAA Division I hockey program in the state of Illinois right now. I know the old UIC Flames used to have a team back in the day.
Yeah.
They graduated players to the National Hockey League. I believe that Loyola, we can build that to the same thing. I will credit, I saw Northwestern's women's team play their first game of the season at an arena by campus, and they played Notre Dame, and they had over 1,000 students show up.
Wow.
Just the energy that you felt in the building when they scored a goal, like I got chills even thinking about it now. And I think we can spark that same sort of passion for Loyola hockey. This is a hockey city. We need top flight college hockey here, and that's my.
You're 100% right. I feel like we've been knocking on the door with a D1 program in Chicago or even just within the state. U of I had a kick at the can with it, and it just didn't
form.
They couldn't take it off the ground. But with the amount of players, the amount of kids that play hockey in this area that care about hockey, the amount of hockey fans that live in the Chicago area, it just feels like it should be just a matter of time.
It's a slam dunk, and even with the Canadian Hockey League and the NCAA rule changes.
That opens doors too.
Opens the doors for us a little bit more, and gives us other opportunities. And quality players are going to be trickling down from all sorts of different levels. So, we're going to have a level of player available to us going into next year that has never really been available to us, right? So, my goal is, yes, we have a really good group of seniors who's done an unbelievable job at building the program back up to what it is right now. So we're trying hard to win games for them now, but part of me is like looking towards the future to be like, all right, we got this pool of players here available, this opportunity that exists for us. Obviously winning goes a long way towards making those dreams come true, right? But just one building block at a time.
Yeah, one step at a time. We know you got to go get back to work and get ready for the third period. I got one more question for you. You got Anthony Pasquale down there, our sideline reporter, on the bench with you. It's the battle of the mustaches. Are you feeling threatened by that, or is it more like a brotherhood?
No, I didn't notice his. To be honest, I was kind of slanted Anthony. I guess I didn't notice his. I will have to take note of it when I go back.
You're too locked in on your
There you
team
go.
and on the game.
You're focused. That was a trick question. You're focused on the game. Good for you.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys talking and giving us the spotlight here.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time to talk with us.
That's Tassos Kirkos, head coach of the Loyola Ramblers. We'll have third period action here for you on Marquee coming up in just a few minutes. We are back. Chris Dubiel, Andy Petzinger, and Anthony Pasquale bringing you college hockey, courtesy of J&M Media, Marquee Sports Network, and the Chicago Wolves.
All right,
Happy
guys,
to be here
thanks.
at Allstate.
Sorry, here, guys, with Coach. First time back on the ice in a couple of weeks. How have you liked your team's return to the ice?
Yeah, I think our first 20 was great. Maybe the first couple minutes a little rusty. That period we got away from ourselves, maybe being a little overconfident with the early score. But I think our big goal here, especially after the league games next week, is to have a really good 20 minutes.
And then what can you say about Jeremy Miller? 2 goals in each of your guys' games so far. Just talk about his performance offensively.
Yeah, I think especially for a freshman, he's so poised. He's great with the puck. He plays with his head up, and he's always moving his feet when he's sticking. When you see some guys get their feet stuck in the mud, and I think he's just one of those players that's very fluid, and it's great to see and great to have.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Anthony. Great stuff from our coaches today.
Yeah, really good interviews.
Both Ari Lifshitz of Northwestern and Tassos Kirkos going head-to-head here. Battle of Sheridan Road, Northwestern and Loyola. And, I mean, it was a first period where it was all Northwestern, and Loyola really pushed back in that second period. Northwestern still holding on to a 3-goal lead, but I'm just really excited to see how Loyola continues to push back and try to climb back into this game. And then you've obviously got Northwestern just trying to close the door. But a lot of fun conversation all afternoon and a fun hockey game in front of us down at ice level. So to recap things, it was all Northwestern in the first period. They scored 4 times, 2 from Jeremy Miller. Then it was Will Pashby, and then Jackson Stein with a power play goal late in that frame to make it 4-zip. And then in the second period, you had goals from Michael Wazalou and Zach Sathern, and then that was bookended by the late third period goal by Max C to make it 5-2. That was a big goal for the Cats as they were able to exhale a little bit as things were getting a little bit tight once Loyola got the deficit cut down to 2. That was a response that you definitely wanted to see if you were in purple.
And just a reminder, we do start out 4-on-4 here for a little bit of time in the third period, so still a good amount of space to skate around, and they've got some fresh ice.
We're back underway here. Third period here between Loyola and Northwestern. Wildcats, the home team in their whites, as Loyola in burgundy ices the puck.
That'll give us a second to talk about Vitalant Logo. Join the Wolves and Vitalant at their semi-annual blood drive on December the 20th. As a thank you for donating, you will receive a limited edition t-shirt and a chance to win a team-signed jersey. Visit vitalant.org/wolves to schedule your appointment today.
Face-off win here by the Ramblers. Pass rolled away there from Wazalou. Allows Northwestern to keep it in the zone. Miller pushes it along to Pashby. Knocked off of his stick. Pashby gets it back. Now 4 players battling along the wall. Miller comes over with the puck, slips by one, gets to the net, and then it's whacked off of his stick there by Krenicki, chasing after him. Last second denied a scoring opportunity. Now Mendelson with a good defensive play to strip Wazalou of the puck.
Really great back check there from Mendelson. He had to come from all the way back by the blue line. He put on the jets and was able to catch up and did a nice job to take the puck away.
Now here's Miller trying to slip through the middle, and he's knocked down by Swanson. Loyola did not want to make the same mistake twice with a Jeremy Miller going 1 against 2. You feel pretty comfortable, but the second you relax, a player like that takes advantage, and that's what happened earlier.
I believe Swanson's stick broke as he tried to catch that pass. He was checking out his stick to see if it was actually broken, because if he plays with that, that's a penalty. And the puck, obviously, when your stick is broken, is going to come right to you because you're almost a magnet at that point.
It's funny how that turns out, isn't it? Loyola gets the puck back as they look to clear the zone. Kranicki sidesteps a check, picks up some speed through center. He drags and shoots and sends it wide. And Northwestern able to get it out.
Good idea by Kranicki to try to get a shot on net. He's taken a couple of shots as he's gotten in over the blue line here. I'd like to try to see him get in a little bit tighter and take that shot. Here's a chance now.
Saucer pass in front. Oh, that's off the skate of Nagel, who was going to the net. And then losing his balance there was Southern. That allowed Northwestern to take it away. Long pass through the middle, trying to get to that puck. Well, I think that was Tyler Brown who was there on the chance, and then they just couldn't complete the play.
And what a pass from Blake Dorn. That was a missile, tape to tape from his own end. Really nice feed.
And that stretch pass can be a fabulous weapon when you connect it cleanly. And it just jumped off the blade of Brown a little bit. Looked like he was going to have a clean breakaway. Here's Falbo the other way for Loyola. Takes a long shot. That's wide of the net. Wildcats will start the rush through center. It's Herr. Stanley Herr rammed into the boards there by Falbo, but Northwestern keeps it in. Here's the shot. Sailed wide of the net, and then Herr knocked the net off. So face-off is going to come outside the zone. Look at this play. Herr gets checked there by Falbo. Good puck support there by Michael Bronstein. And then that shot went wide as Herr was crashing the net, kind of lost control and ran right into it.
Been a couple of really nice hits for Loyola. I don't know if it's on purpose or not, but a lot of them are in front of their fans, and their fans are loving every minute of it.
Puck is chipped in deep. Mendelson, he sidesteps a check. Mendelson looking for a teammate to dish it off to. He finds Miller. Miller dumped it off. Checked in behind is Murdoch, but Gupta keeps the play alive. And taken away by Loyola. They only get it as far as the line. Miller picked it off. Here's Gupta. He's in. Save is made by Smith. Nice little curl and drag there by Rishi Gupta. But a good stick save by the goaltender Smith. And a poke check nearly creates a chance here for the Cats. Loyola running around in their own zone a little bit and finally chop it back to center. They look gassed.
Yeah, this has been a pretty long shift in their own end, and a couple of clearing attempts that just didn't go Loyola's way. Now they're going to get hemmed in again, and a full line change for Northwestern.
It's finally hacked loose. Northwestern's offside, so they can't play the puck. And this gives a chance for Loyola to possess the puck, but they a little bit slow and deliberate trying to clear the zone, and fortunately for the Ramblers, an offside call, and this will allow them to complete their line change. Here's Gupta, that little drag to get to the middle. Nifty shot there. Smith makes the good save.
Yeah, good play there. He saw the defenseman coming up to make the stick check and ended up making the drag move to give himself just a little bit of space. Got a good shot on net, and Smith at the top of his crease able to knock it wide.
Ramblers possess it. Swanson up ice, his pass picked off, and Northwestern nearly had a golden opportunity, but Loyola was able to alertly recover, but it's still not out of the zone. Swanson touches it along to Southern. Finds his man Falbo breaking out of the zone. He'll chip and chase against William Wang. Now they battle in the corner for the puck. Let's put up the boards, lift it off the glass, and back out to center. Wildcats scrambling to get their line changed. And the puck nearly turned over, but then able to be dumped down the ice by Sam Falbo. Scratch that. That was Roski who dumped it in. Puck is iced by Northwestern. 14:22 to go here in the third.
Rep the burgundy and gold all season long in a new Wolves jersey. Visit ChicagoWolvesStore.com to shop the authentic replica and youth burgundy, white, and storm alternate sweaters, along with a huge selection of team hoodies, tees, hats, souvenirs, and more.
Long shot off the draw, gobbled up by Aiden Benson. They'll line up and do it again.
This is big for Loyola. Haven't had a lot of puck possession in their offensive end. They're down 3. They need to really start cutting into this, and this seems like a perfect time.
And they've got their big unit out with Kranicki's line out there. So it's the right line out.
Chance for Northwestern here. Backhand shot. What a save there by Smith. And that all started with a great play off the face-off by Jackson Stein. He's able to reach in there and bat the puck loose, start the rush the other way. Oh, an aggressive poke check there by Smith. That didn't allow Michael Bronstein to get a great shot away. The puck just kept moving forward towards the crease, and Smith had to be alert there, keep his pads sealed to the ice as he made that poke check to make that stop.
And it still almost worked in Bronstein's favor because it almost looked like it fooled Smith. The way that the puck was coming in so slow, you almost kind of overreact to it. But he was able, as you said, to keep his pads sealed to the ice and keep that out of the net. That's a huge save.
A hooking call against the Ramblers puts them shorthanded for the 5th time in this game. Northwestern 1 for 4 on their previous power plays. So a big spot in this hockey game now. Chance in front. Oh, and it almost went in off the defender. And then they tried to set up Gupta. He couldn't get a good shot away. Taken away by Swanson, and he clears the zone.
Look out here.
Now Benson colliding with Kranicki, and that puck was nearly taken away. The puck is turned over. Here's Kranicki. Walks, shoots. Oh, and it's fought off by Benson. Need to mention that the trapezoid rule, even though there are the lines painted on this rink, they do not apply in ACHA hockey, so he's free to go out and play that puck from wherever he wants. Here's Miller, drops it back. Here's the shot. Oh, it missed the net. Plenty of time to rip it there for Pashby. Here's another try, and a save by Smith. He's able to absorb that puck. That is huge in a power play situation when you have a goaltender that's able to just handle the one shot and not allow a rebound.
That's a real good stop because of the fact that he didn't give up any rebound. And not only that, he didn't even see the shot coming through. There was a body right out in front. So you see the shot there. That might have glanced off the post now that I'm looking at it a second time. That shot from Kranicki. So, you know,
really good shorthanded effort on that.
That's
shift.
the second time he's had a shorthanded chance in this hockey. We talked about it in the second intermission. You know, the puck is finding Kranicki, and he just hasn't hit the back of the net yet.
Northwestern controls off the draw one time by Stein, but he couldn't get a lot on that shot. Easily blocked and cleared by Loyola. They've got about half a minute to go on their penalty. Time for Northwestern to set up another rush on the power play. They would love to tack on another goal and give themselves a little bit more breathing room. Here's Brown. Far side, drives in behind the net. Puck is poked away. And Loyola takes possession. Final seconds of the penalty. They'll clear it all the way down. That allows them to get a line change. Dormilnik steps out of the box, and we are back to full strength. So the Ramblers able to survive 4 kills since giving up a power play goal back in the first period. Bouncing puck in the middle of the ice, and it's going to be gobbled up there by Smith. And he hangs on for the whistle. 11:37 to go here in the third period. And for Loyola, now that you've killed the penalty, you really got to get that next goal as the clock starts to become the enemy.
Yeah. Well, and once again, it all starts in your defensive zone. Take care of the D zone. You can't be taking any chances. You know, we talked earlier in the game about, I believe it was Kranicki who saw that his team had possession of the puck, flew out to the neutral zone for a breakaway. That's not what we want to be doing here in the third period. Down by 3, closing in on the halfway point. As we see a shot that goes just wide. once you get it out of your zone and into the offensive zone, watch for the defenseman for Loyola to start to be a little more active at the blue line, trying to pinch in and keep the play alive.
Loose puck at center. Wildcats will bring it in. Pashby trying to cut to the middle. Got some support from Miller. Miller looking to center. The pass is picked off. And now it'll be carried ahead here by Zach Southern. Just bulldozes over the defenseman. And he's tangled up with him. And we're going to have a penalty. It's going to be a hold as Andy Liu, who was run over by Southern, had a hold of Southern's stick, and he just wouldn't let go of it. And this will be the first power play of the game for the Loyola Ramblers.
What a time for it to come up right at about the halfway point of the third period. First chance for them to strut their stuff on the power play.
Yeah, guys, we heard from Coach Kirkos that one of the things you need to do to draw those penalties is to move your feet. That's what Southern did, ran right through Lou, and now they have a 2-minute man advantage to try to take control.
Yeah, it's not always you see the puck carrier initiate the contact like that, and he did it in a big way. It was like watching a running back bowl over a linebacker or a DB.
We've mentioned his size before. I think that played a major factor in that play for sure.
Northwestern able to steal the puck off the draw. Could be a shorthanded chance here. And now they'll waste a little bit of time as it's carried back out by Max C. And finally they dump it down. Doimelink dishes it off. Kranicki weaving through center ice. Dropped it off at the line, but they're offside, so they got to regroup. Not the cleanest of zone entries here for Loyola. Was Falbo's shoulder to the ice. Now Wazlu's got it. Michael Wazlu pestered, lost it to the neutral zone. Now Stein trying to make a play. And he's pushed off the puck. Wazlu able to recover, but he's under pressure from 2 forecheckers. Finally got rid of it. And the Ramblers will try to get something going here. Swanson over to Kranicki, looking to center. Now the puck under one of the Wildcats along the end boards. Scooped out of there. Ramblers have it. Kranicki shoots, and a glove save by Benson. He saw it all the way and trapped it in the mitt.
Looked like Kranicki tried to hold on to this for an extra second to allow some bodies to get to the net to either screen the goaltender or create a deflection. But a nice job by Benson to get up to the top of the crease and take that one with the glove.
That was a good, confident save. Made it look routine. Need your goaltender to come up with a few good saves when you're killing a penalty, and that's exactly what he's done. Off the draw, it's taken here by the Ramblers. They go D to D at the point. Swanson over to the circle, Kranicki. He walks it out to the line, then dishes left circle. Centering pass off a skate, loose in front. Scrambling around was Benson, but he got some help there from Miller. Then Miller stripped to the puck. Ramblers trying to create, and a deflection off of that pass sees it escape the zone. So they got to regroup once more. As the penalty Lelou expires, we're back to 5-on-5. Here's a steal by Nagel. He shoots, and he floated it wide.
Couldn't really get that puck to settle down, and he had a man on top of him. Couldn't get the stride either.
Yeah, that puck was just kind of on edge, so that's why you saw that shot fluttering. Now Swanson with it. He'll shoot. Kicked out of there. Benson. Rebound is there. And Northwestern able to stick a fork in it. 3-on-1. And they miss fire on the pass. But now here's Gupta. Defenders closing in on him. Looking for help from Roth. Gupta with the puck still. Centers it, and it just rolled out of the reach of C. And puck taken away by the Ramblers. Kranicki He tried to dump it deep, but had a stick tied up. Mendelson's got it now. Crosses the line. Mendelson looking to center. That's off of a boot. And then push to the near boards. Herr flips it around the other side for Roth. His centering pass is blocked. Puck is bouncing all over the place to the crease. Herr reaching in and knocks it free, but it is a dead puck because of a hand pass by the Wildcats.
Trying to get a little fancy here, flipping the puck up to his stick, almost like he wanted to take a baseball bat swing there, but puck was a little too far out of his reach. Tried to grab it with his glove, ended up pushing it forward, and his teammate touched, which gets the whistle.
You like the creativity there
Yeah.
from Harrison Roth. It just didn't work out. Back underway here. Southern pushes it into the zone. Loyola on the attack now. Puck taken away. Now here's Brown. Brown, far side, around the net, looking to center. The pass was deflected. Then down low. Here's a backhand shot. Score! Stanley Herr tucks it top shelf.
Oh,
And the Wildcats back up by 4. Wow.
ew. That's really all I have to say about that. Is that was gross. Look how tight he is here.
Yeah.
And he's still able to get the elevation. Goaltender goes down a little bit early to try to take away the bottom of the net and leaves maybe an inch and a half up top.
Yeah, there was maybe, you could maybe stack 2 pucks on top of each other, and that's how big the opening was.
That was just a phenomenal shot by Stanley Herr, and that thing had some zip on it too. I mean, typically backhand shots, they don't have a lot of power behind it, but that thing had some serious movement on it, and bar down as well. You heard the clink. That's just got to be a really great feeling for Stanley Herr. I mean, everything went well there. That's something to cut up and put on the highlight reel.
Yeah, we've seen some pretty goals in this game, but that might be the play of the game.
Oh, man.
Tassos Kirkos has called timeout here for Loyola, trying to get the boys regrouped a little bit. But yeah, that's just a nasty backhander for the goal by Stanley Herr, and Northwestern is up 6-2. 7:18 to go. And the Ramblers have their work cut out for them here in the third now.
I do like that timeout, though, by Coach Kirkos, because after a goal like that, and now going back to a 4-goal deficit, you can see that your bench might deflate a little bit. So it's good to kind of rally the troops, bring everybody in and say, hey, take a deep breath. We're still doing what we were supposed to do at the start of the third period. Go 1 goal at a time. Don't get too ahead of yourselves. Don't let the wind go completely out of the sails just because they scored a goal. It's going to happen. So I like the timeout called there by Coach Kirkos.
Especially because you got time, too. Like, you don't want your team to quit with 7 minutes left.
Because then it goes from a 6-2 hockey game to 10 real quick. As soon as the wind is out of the sails, that's when things start to get ugly.
Ramblers possess it here in their D zone. You've seen a little bit more of a response here from Northwestern after a couple of goals to reopen their lead. Chance in front here, just rolled free of Lewis. It was Jack Lewis at the front of the net trying to poke it home. Cats move into the Rambler zone. Miller with 2 goals on the day, looking for that hat trick. Now Swanson pushes it out off the skate of Lewis and into the Northwestern zone. Played by Zhao. Lifted it to center. Pashby finds Miller, trying to get around the defense. Good recovery there. There's a little twisting and turning there, but Peter Armitage able to hang with the dangerous forward Miller. Knock that puck away.
It's easy to get caught up in all the dipsy-doos, but the trick there for a defenseman is make sure you're not looking at his feet. You're looking at his shoulders. Keep your eyes on his shoulders. That's exactly what Armitage did there.
Now Northwestern trying to re-enter the zone. It's Mendelson. Kind of chip it into the corner there for Herr. Herr walking it back to the circle. Dishes to Mendelson. He'll take a long flipper, and it's gloved down there by Smith, and he holds for the whistle.
Book your next group outing with the Wolves. Learn more by visiting ChicagoWolves.com or calling 1-800-THE-WOLVES to enjoy a game with your friends, family, or coworkers this season.
A lot of home cooking for the Wolves coming up over the next few weekends. 6 home games in November, all Saturday, Sundays, starting with tonight over the next 3 weeks. So 1st and 2nd, 8th and 9th, 15th and 16th. A lot of action here at the Allstate with the Wolves on home ice. Puck is cleared all the way down by Northwestern. They are guilty of icing. And, Andy, we're down to less than 5 minutes to play here in this one. And kind of a rough period for Loyola here as they came into the third with a little bit of energy off of a much improved second period, but the answer back from the Cats has been impressive.
Yeah. And I want to get both your opinions, Chris and Anthony, as far as pulling your goaltender if you're Loyola. You're down 4 here with about 5 minutes left. Are you guys in favor of pulling the goaltender to try to chip away at the lead, or would you rather start getting some goals first and then make that decision?
I think I need to see a couple of strong shifts. Here's a tip on goal. Save is made by Smith. Go ahead, Anthony. I hear you trying to chime in. At any rate, the going back to the pulling the goaltender, you want to see your team sustain a little bit of offensive pressure.
Yeah.
I know the whole point of pulling the goaltender is to give you that man advantage, but I just feel like they haven't had the puck enough to make that play. I mean, it's worth a shot. You're already down 4 in the third. But maybe at least set yourself up with an offensive zone draw. You battle away for it in the Northwestern zone. Kranicki, he was stripped of the puck. Good stick there by C. He put it ahead. Good centering pass there by Bronstein. Put around by Stein. Now a board battle in the corner. And we got a delayed call coming. Touched up by Northwestern. Ramblers are going to go to the power play. Now here's a situation where I actually wouldn't mind that goaltender being pulled.
You know, I don't disagree with you there. The only added caveat is the fact that Northwestern can clear it down if they so choose and not get called for an icing. So it's more chances for them to try to hit that empty net. So it only doubles the effort for Loyola. If they lose possession of the puck, they've got to get at least 2 bodies on that one guy.
Hey, guys, sorry, I lost you for a second there technically, but wanted to get back to the question. I feel like regardless of how much you're down by, a loss is still going to show up as a loss in the column. So if you think that pulling the goalie gives yourself the best chance to win, I don't think it matters how much you're down by.
It's a good call there by Anthony. Backhand shot there by Doimelink, and he was steered aside. The penalty is a tripping call on Michael Bronstein, putting Loyola on their second power play. They are 0 for 1 and really had trouble getting established on that last power play. It was a good kill by Northwestern. Now Stevens out. He's able to clear it all the way down. Smith plays it, fires it up ice. Now here's Swanson. Crosses the Wildcat line. Swanson walking it to the middle. Gets it back. Swanson shot. Oh, that's under the leg pad. Benson tried to kick that out, and it just kind of stuck to his skate. Unfortunately for him and the Wildcats, he didn't sweep that into his own net.
Yeah, because the leg, it does end up coming back because he's trying to kick that out with a purpose. So naturally the leg is going to snap back, and it brings the puck with it. And that's a moment where you just want to push with all of your might down on your leg, make sure that doesn't sneak out at all.
He was able to do that there. Swanson to the middle. Doimelink over to Kranicki, now Swanson finds his man down low. Centering pass, they had Falbo in front, but couldn't connect. Play stays alive for Loyola. Lots of head fakes. Now a shot. That's deflected to the corner. Falbo taking a whack at the puck. He gets tangled up with the defender. And now comes back out to the point for Swanson. Swanson with a shot. Steered aside Benson. Swanson with it again. Getting a lot of puck touches on this power play.
Shots mainly coming from the outside, though. I'd like to see them try to penetrate the middle of the ice there in the slot. Try to hit that bumper guy.
Doimelink trying to put it on net once again after firing it off the blocker, Benson. Good retrieval here by everybody on the Ramblers power play. They've kept it in the offensive zone. Penalty is expired. Both teams back to full strength. We're down to 94 seconds in this one. Could be a chance here for Northwestern. Gupta put it in front, and it's turned away by Smith. Bronstein had a good chance. Bronstein with another shot, and it's deflected wide. Turnover to the middle, nearly a disaster for Loyola, and then a long shot gets deflected wide. Now Bronstein trying to dig it free. Puck in the corner. Brown back to the point. C. Cross ice pass. Walking in, shooting, big glove save by Smith to deny Murdoch. It's a nice cross ice pass to set him up.
Yeah, that was a good stop by Smith. That had some heat behind it on that wrist shot. You see that first chance sail just wide. Second shot from the blue line get redirected. That didn't miss by much. You could see the deflection from up here. And that last shot, I believe Smith caught that in the glove, but also pinned it up against his helmet. And that shot was so hard, it popped the strap off on that left side of his helmet.
Faceoff will be to his left in the Loyola zone. Less than a minute to play in this one. Push down low. Now it's Brown looking for Miller. And Pashby behind the cage. Dishes to Miller, left circle. Jeremy Miller. Now to Pashby. Pashby looking to center, then elects to shoot, and it rolled off his blade. And the Ramblers still trying to clear it out. They couldn't get it out. Pashby shoots, blockered away by Smith. Now a long shot, score! Max C. Just saw a puck laying there and fired it from the top of the circle, and it goes top shelf. Oh, that thing was on edge, and he just ripped it top shelf, and I don't think Smith had much of a chance.
I might get a lot of flack from this, but I'm going to do it anyway. One would say that that was a seeing eye shot.
And there it is.
And bada bing, bada boom.
The first punt of the game with 15 seconds left. Better late than never.
Yeah, no kidding.
7-2 Northwestern lead. They are going to enjoy the final seconds of this one with a big victory. And they stay undefeated, a 3-0 start for the Cats as they knock off their Sheridan Road rivals, the Loyola Ramblers, by a final score of 7-2. Jeremy Miller with a pair of goals. Will Pashby, a multi-point game, including a goal. Jackson Stein, a power play goal. Max C., that was his second of the game. And Stanley Herr had that nasty backhander earlier in this period. The two goals on the Loyola side came from Zach Sathern and Michael Waslu. But it would not be enough as the Ramblers fall to the Cats, and we're going to send it down to ice level. Anthony is standing by.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Here with Jeremy Miller. You guys haven't played in a couple weeks, but picked up right where you left off offensively, another two-goal effort. What's been working for you so well so far?
I mean, we work well as a team. You know, we had that unfortunate couple weeks where we couldn't practice, but it's so awesome to be back out here. We're just flowing, putting shots on net, and it's working for us. So we're going to continue to do that the rest of the season.
3-0 so far on the season. Now the schedule ramps up a little bit. How do you carry this momentum moving forward?
Yeah, it's my first year on the team, so just kind of seeing what the competition is like. But I heard we got some challenges coming up, but I don't think it's any problem for this team. We're gonna do everything we can to win.
Awesome. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much.
Guys, back to you.
Impact plays by the freshman Jeremy Miller. It's pretty nice to start your college career averaging 2 goals a game.
2 goals a game? No kidding. Yeah, that's ideal, I would say.
6 goals in 3 games for number 9 of the Wildcats, Jeremy Miller. Miquon, Wisconsin native. And his Wildcats are 3-0. It's a great start, and now we get the group photo with both teams at center ice. Is a great day of hockey.
Yeah.
Northwestern was able to pull away late, but it was an entertaining game. You saw the pushback, an emotional second period from Loyola, played with some physicality, and they were able to find the back of the net a couple of times, but they just weren't able to sustain it for enough of the game, and Northwestern regained control of it.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing for me is that when Northwestern did come with that pushback, it lasted a little bit longer than when Loyola had their own pushback. I think the pace of play really kind of changed. The zone time was a pretty big factor there. Northwestern spent a lot of time in their offensive zone when things were really going well for them, and for Loyola, they were spending some time in their offensive zone when things were going well for them as well. It just wasn't as long as Northwestern. So a really good pushback from Loyola. They'll drop to 2-11 on the season. Northwestern improves to 3-0, and Miller, he wasn't kidding. I mean, things are not going to get much easier for Northwestern as time goes on. They're going to play Marian University starting out next week, and Loyola will take on Bradley next week as well. So couple big games on the schedule for both of these teams coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy month of November for the Cats. As they haven't played much in October, but I mean, today I should say, was the first of 7 games in the next few weeks. This is all going to take place before Thanksgiving. You've got the series at Marion, then they've got a game against NIU, then they go to the Big Ten Classic at Camlin and Romeoville. They're going to play Indiana and Nebraska in that weekend. That'll be the weekend before Thanksgiving, and then they'll have a little bit of a break. But things about to get very busy for the Northwestern Wildcats as they look to build off of their 3-0 start. I mean, you got to love starting the season on a little bit of a heater. It's great for building confidence, and they'll try to keep that going. As we heard from Jeremy Miller as a freshman, he's just getting used to the competition. So you kind of just
I think it might be the other way around. I think
the
competition is just trying to get used to Jeremy Miller. No kidding. So, but yeah, I mean, now is the time where it starts to turn into almost a little bit of a grind. In the NHL and in the AHL, usually around January, February, things start to get a little bit more difficult. It starts to be a little bit, quote-unquote, monotonous at times. So I think it's important for both of these teams to be able to fight through that and continue growing as a hockey club.
Yeah, by this stage of the season, you're used to your teammates, you're used to your routines, and now it's how can you improve on those areas where you're coming up a little bit short, and how do you maintain what's making you successful? And sometimes maintaining what makes you successful could be the hardest thing you've got to do, because it's sometimes easy to identify problems with your game or areas where you need to improve, but staying sharp, staying on top of what you're good at, it's not always easy.
Well, and all it takes is really just one bad game, one flub to really throw you off your track entirely. So, it's important that if that bad game does happen, you go back to what was working for you. Go back to the game footage, go back to the game tape, get back to what was working.
So before we wrap up, we've got to shout out our production crew led by Jimmy Olson, our producer, Gerard Boris, Matt Freeman on our camera crew, and bringing you the great graphics all game long. We had Anthony Pasquale rink side, giving you the between the benches, inside the glass perspective. For Andy Petzinger, my name's Chris Dubiel. Thanking you for joining us for today's hockey game. We will see you next time here at J&M Media and on Marquee Sports Network. Have a good night, everybody.